Alright.
Meme review.
Fucking die if you just sprayed that shit all over.
Have you noticed that I cut you a straw?
You cut the straw?
We cut the straw a couple times.
Have you had any problems drinking yet?
No.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, but no.
You gotta do a better job next time, David. Cut like a wedge.
Oh.
Today, we watched Captive State.
And it didn't just die, it was murdered.
I don't even know what that means.
Anybody who gets that joke watches Clean Prince Gaming.
I don't.
No
So,
one else here
yeah, no
does.
one else here does. You're alone.
You're kind of
That's why I try to kill myself. I know I'm alone.
Alright, so we have this is David, Andrew, David, and that's Carl.
We're dad, and then we need King.
It's just gonna be called Cad with 2 D's.
No, that's
Or
dad
DACA.
King.
Or no, that doesn't work because there's no 2 A's. Fuck you guys with your
Acronyms.
yeah. But so this movie, the fuck do we want to say about this?
It was a movie.
Uh-huh. So, okay, so let's start with...
District 9.2.
Pretty much,
The
yeah.
Division, the movie.
Yeah, the Division, the movie. That's what we were talking about. There was this one scene where he went up to, like, whatever the park's name was, Whisker Park or whatever, and he stood there, and it was just destroyed in front of him, and I just whispered to Carl, I'm like, it's the Division. It's the fucking Division.
Division 2, the movie.
Too bad I
Yeah.
haven't played it.
All you need to do is look at the cover art of the
Yeah,
Division,
I know.
and you know that the Division. They had the orange jacket and everything. But what did we like about this movie?
What did I like?
The way it felt.
The tone. It
The
was
tone was
fast
very
paced.
good.
The tone.
The tone was good.
Yeah. The pacing was.
A little-
the
little
pacing.
fast.
The pacing was off, but I like how it could have been a boring ass movie, but it did. It kept you. Even if you were confused, it kept you
Interested.
interested. There was very
I-
little points in the movie where I like drifted off or something.
I
It was only
spent
one.
my entire time watching that movie trying to piece together what the fuck is going on.
But
it
that's
was
what
like
kept
a-
you in.
It was
But
like
by
a
the end,
giant jigsaw puzzle.
It was
And
half
it
the
made me
movie
wanna come.
I was sitting there going, who the fuck are these people?
By the end,
And
it all
then
kind of
the other
linked
half
up.
is me going, what the fuck are these people doing?
cock.
Okay.
Well,
By the end of the movie, everything kind of like linked up in a way. But it's like there's still points where I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, it definitely wasn't the Phantom Menace.
Stop making Star Wars fucking references.
No, I will never. But it wasn't the Empire Strikes Back.
Speaking of Star Wars, there was a part in the movie that I thought of the Star Wars score as like it started playing like the.
But which score?
Like, what part in the movie were you thinking of?
Fucking when the guy was sitting there in the room telling the story about like the
To the
after the prostitute died.
Yeah.
It sounded like a song ripped straight out of Star Wars. I almost started laughing.
Well, they were talking to the aliens and stuff at that point, so it
Yeah, but it didn't. It definitely wasn't a John Williams score. That's for sure.
Yes, obviously. but
wasn't.
it was weird.
Music isn't one of the things that I'd point out in this movie because
No, the music.
I said this to Carl. I'm not
Russian
sure.
hardcore beats.
It was.
There was a
This
bunch
is
of like
bass.
bass.
It was just
There was
bass.
so many intense. The only
I
reason it was
didn't
intense
notice
was
the
the bass.
music.
Like after when they're trying to get away, let's say really wanted to just commit suicide or whatever, they just died.
Yeah.
But after like destroying that stadium, all you hear is do 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 do.
It's like the heartbeat or
I was
whatever.
just like,
Everything was
the-
intense.
is this the new Russian hardcore beat? It could be, if somebody wants to make it.
Hey, Quavo was trying to hop on that track.
Yeah, I thought the what is it? The fact that it's the I'm fucking stumbling over my words. The thing I think I liked the most was how it started.
Yes.
Because the way it started made me go, okay, this could be good.
And then it wasn't.
It didn't live up to the expectations, but it gave you that thing. The day that the alien invasion took place, and then it literally led you all the way up to that point in that day with just the little texting on the screen of what we learned was the prostitute number one's computer thing.
I feel the beginning sets up a huge inconsistency. I noticed that the alien had way more power in the beginning, just completely eviscerated those two parents. The rest of the movie, the aliens really didn't do shit.
That was the thing that was one of the things that pissed me off the most. They are sitting there underneath the will of these things. They have totally formed the government, changed the world, just became the supreme fucking leaders. In that parking garage, the motherfucker ripped the face off with his hands.
I know.
And then beat him with a fucking
How are they scary
Fire
if you can kill them with?
a fire extinguisher.
It's.
It was,
Did guns not do something?
and it was the same goddamn alien as the one that literally eviscerated.
I think they all look
I think
alike.
that was the ship or something else. It didn't
There,
seem like the
there had to have been something like that.
No, it was the same.
I gotta hold on.
It was the same alien that had like the spiky things and it went.
Yeah, but
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I wasn't gonna question. I was just gonna go, David. What do you have to say?
Okay, I'm gonna go with David on this one. So, at the end of the tunnel, there was a light, correct?
Mm-hmm. But you know, it was also daytime, and
No, it wasn't.
yes, it was. I'm pretty
Was it?
sure it was
No.
daytime at the beginning of the
Was it?
movie.
when they were like
the
showing like right when the aliens were like invading or
It was-
whatever.
No,
the
when
police
the dude
things.
was trying to get out of when the dad was trying to get out of the city.
Yeah, it was
It was
daytime.
That was
Daytime.
daytime.
Was it?
Yeah.
Alright. Well,
But-
it
but-
completely debunks everything I was gonna say afterwards, so continue.
What was another stupid thing? What the hell was up with that ship at the coast? Was that their only
It
way to
looked
get
like a
out of it?
flying
Well,
rock.
if you also saw, they said that.
Carl laughed at it the first time he saw it on screen.
That's
I know.
that's
Because I'm
the-
confused
that's
about
the first instance where I was like, holy shit, this CGI is bad. Oh my fucking god. I laughed.
I think it just looked unrealistic.
I
The CGI wasn't bad, but if it was in
Well,
a better
okay.
situation,
When we're going with unrealistic, we're talking about a universe where aliens
Yeah.
literally came down, figure fucked us for 9 years straight, and then the fucking Liberation Force decided to blow up a stadium full of 5,000 people.
but there's
You-
they didn't even blow up the whole stadium. They just blew up the aliens that were in the stadium trying to make contact or whatever. Because it's like, what is up with that liquid substance that they have that can morph into anything?
That
There
was the
wasn't-
bomb.
Yeah.
that was the
It's
bomb.
basically like.
Now, I know that was the bomb, but what the fuck is it?
It's,
What part of the universe is this from? Because they literally, all they said was they're like, it's the alien technology. And the mother of five acts like the scientist and a half and just explains how it can camouflage and you can weaponize
why
it.
does some random fucking woman have a
Have
Well,
the-
because they were all
mass destruction?
In her toilet.
dirty ass toilet.
But they were looking at her
The
funny.
toilet that looked like a child
They're-
opened up the lid, took a shit inside of where the
And
water
left it
goes,
chilling
and left
there.
it just chilling in
I'll-
there. The water
I'll-
was brown.
Yeah.
Okay, but you gotta think, post-apocalyptic.
And
There's still power. But there's still
Plus,
everything.
Not in the. If you
one
want
thing
not
I
in the
do have
horror
to give the
parts.
movie about the post-apocalyptic thing, there's points where in this like scenes that made you feel uncomfortable about like the post like when she was reaching in that grimy ass toilet and pulling out, I was like, ugh.
Well, it, I don't
And,
know.
then,
I
and
didn't
another thing
particularly
when they were getting rid of the thingy bob thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of like
that
that
was-
a little bit because it showed that was.
It was a bit grimy.
Isn't it a? I didn't think they would do
They
something
didn't
like that in
sterilize
a
the
PG.
needle.
Well, they're not fucking gonna. They're just backyard
Wait,
scientists.
that was PG-13?
PG-13
Really?
movie. Yeah, no, that
There's
was.
a lot of
there was
flair
a
in there.
lot
They
of
dropped
stuff
A lot
that-
of F-bombs for fucking.
Yeah.
They pulled. I think they were like on the edge of R. Like they were very close to the
I
edge
thought
of
it was
R.
going.
on
I
that
thought
movie.
it was.
I thought it
was
was R.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that was PG-13. Was it R? I'm gonna look it up because there was no nudity. There was no nothing.
just because there's no nudity doesn't mean
Yeah.
But it wasn't that brutal. The part at the beginning when the fucking parents just the parents turned straight into fucking dust. David fucking killed me all of a sudden to my right. I'm just like, oh, what the fuck?
I didn't notice we did
You
that.
didn't see him do that?
Full arm up and just went.
I feel bad for the cowboy behind us. Oh my god. Dude, only 2 people in the theater, David. My fucking sheriff, the sheriff deputy, bro. This guy kept adjusting his shirt. He kept tucking in something like this, and I'm just like, does he have a fucking gun on him? Just like, you can't bring that shit in the movie theater. Just I got a little worried. I'm just like, we're the only 4 people besides us 2. Can't say
But
that.
I guess the old saying goes, don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
But then the only other, I'm pretty sure that guy must have looked suspicious because the only other person in the theater besides him and us,
Dipped.
a worker. A worker sat there, brought in a popcorn and a slushie from the fucking back room as me and Carl were coming
He
back
was like, I
and
want to
sat
watch
down.
this shit.
He watched it, but then by the time when we left the movie, he was gone and his shit was still chilling. So I'm like, I wonder if it's just one of those things where it's like, there's nothing to do, but you need to be the one that locks up the door. I'm watching the fucking movie. Oh, man.
He was probably the one playing the movie and just wanted a comfier seat.
That's probably true too, because they do need people to set that shit up.
I always wonder how many times a movie theater worker has to see the same movie over and over again.
Right?
Sure. I'd rotate. I'd be like, yo, you wanna switch tonight? just you know what to do on that screen. I know what to do on that.
Infinity War for the 5th night in a row.
That was another thing. So this theater that we are at, it doesn't really contain to the movie, but did you see? They had Fantastic Beasts 2 just chilling there on the table. We could have just yeeted the box and had a movie that's not supposed to come out for like a month. Or I don't know when that's supposed to, or did that already come out?
If Avengers is
It
there,
was just there.
Yeah.
That was the only one we saw that had a label on it.
Yeah.
But it's like they just had the fucking film reels just chilling there out in the open, like 5 or 6 of them, and we're just like,
That's every week, though.
those are always there, but it's like
They look like packages.
they do look like.
I thought I just thought, oh, it's mail. They didn't feel like we're fucking opening that day.
Mhm.
Because you see on the side it says
I feel like it technically
digital tech or whatever it is.
is mail.
It just shows how fucking ghetto the theater we go to is. They just don't give a fuck.
I always feel like I'm walking in piss every time I go into that fucking bathroom. There's just piss everywhere.
Yeah, well.
AMC Plainville the same way. Even though it might seem like it's good, it's still I literally walked into that bathroom. It was literally a river of piss on the ground.
That's any public bathroom.
No, like there was
Not a
it was
possible.
literally flowing.
You guys have a toilet and a urinal. If it manages to get fucked up, I'd be surprised.
Dude, people can get fucked up when they talk about shit. They down like that Diablo sauce and shit they brains out. I don't know. Spicy food does shit.
Yeah, no, that movie's PG-13.
Really?
Yeah, that is.
That's fine.
So,
Wow, that's interesting.
so it's a bit of. They managed to pull off a lot in that.
Yeah.
I think they. Yeah, that's one of those really.
camera work because holy fuck, that was atrocious.
I don't think. You
There was
guys,
good-
you
there was
said
good
it's
parts.
atrocious, but I don't think. I think it's the fact that you may have seen it as atrocious was because it moved around so much. Because when I sat there at some points and noticed, it's like particular shots they did point out like certain things and just like to get more emotion out of the
I feel
characters.
they tried to be a little too fancy with it.
Mhm.
That's where
Because
people-
one of my favorite shots in the whole movie that stuck out to me was when the survey, whatever the fuck the aliens version of like the police force came
The
down.
hunters?
Was that what they called them?
That's what they called them, yeah.
When the hunters were coming down those meteors and the dog was barking, I love the fucking
That
look
was-
at that scene where the dog is barking toward the camera and the meteors just come
I
out and
almost laughed.
drop down
I
behind him.
I almost laughed at that scene because I thought the meteors looked ridiculous.
I thought they were gonna hit the dog.
I didn't think so. The one point I thought the meteor looked ridiculous was when he was in the car and it came
And it
shot
was
down
flying
right next to
around.
it. I thought, I'm like, I wonder what the fuck the budget for this
the
movie was.
For the CGI, though,
$5.
probably the one thing I can give it credit for.
Two pennies
Is
of
that-
The camouflage thing.
That and the alien spine thing,
The alien spine thing.
like the one that attacked the car.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
I feel just.
That was really nice looking. I think
Those
they did a good
aliens?
job.
I
I think that was 90% of the budget. Right
yeah,
there was that
I
one
like the way it
alien
was
scene.
spiny and then it shot back in, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was just really cool and threatening looking. And then. And it just
It had to be
killed
part of
everyone.
it. Don't worry
But
about it.
another thing about the beginning that I questioned is how did the parents die but the kids didn't?
Two behind the seat, even though the parents behind the whole windshield and
Well, that's
also
the
the
thing.
whole car.
I think at that point, I feel maybe it's one of those things where it's like they killed who they saw in the sight. They couldn't see the kids behind the parents. So, what was something that we really like? So, let's talk about.
Did you all notice the fucking ship? How y'all saying it's awful, but there's a meaning for it because they said people got deported off world is what that ship was going
It
to.
looked like a Mount Rushmore head.
Yeah, I know. Shut up about it. I don't care how terrible it looks. It's supposed to
So wait,
serve
it
something in the
sends
movie.
I thought it was a
people off
floating
the
rock.
world?
Yeah, off world somewhere, but we don't know where. But
Yeah.
it said in the
Okay,
news
I
that people
remember
get.
that. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
remember
Now
that
it's
because
the
the
And then-
brother got sent in that.
Alien
Yeah,
Why
got
did they
like-
not like connect to
The
one?
commissioner
to
was
the-
sent off world because they also did a investigation of what the content was. They never found that police investigator
Well, and I
his
found
stuff
that
because there's
point-
music playing over what
Yeah.
he was saying.
I
They
really
can't
liked
hear it.
the prostitute parts.
So that's why they trusted him.
Also, is that
I
sound?
did not like the prostitute parts.
Really? I
The
thought-
first one made me uncomfortable because I didn't
I-
understand what the fuck was going
He
on.
was sitting next to me, and all I hear is. Ew.
No, I didn't go but I was just.
Yeah, you did.
I think I went
That's the
at one
exact
part.
You made the exact same noise twice. You just went. I didn't go in. I went. Fucking
I
retard.
cringed at one point during that scene
Clearly.
because it was just.
There was many points I cringed during the movie. Mostly when the animation.
I think
Mostly when the CGI team
the
was
part
there.
of the movie that I enjoyed the most was the stadium scene.
Yeah.
I think their
I
whole
thought
little
you said
plot.
That was the beginning.
Oh well, besides the beginning, because I don't really
And
consider
after
that
the
part of the movie. That was just a fucking prologue to get into the movie. That was just world building. It was world building. But yeah, the stadium scene was
trying to talk like
the stadium scene was pretty damn good.
you
I
got your
like-
shoes off again, Andrew?
Yeah, what's wrong with
I don't
that?
know.
You
I
did
liked
too.
my favorite scene was the debriefing, was showing each of the top 5 members' suicide.
Yes, I agree
Oh, yeah.
with you.
I think that scene in particular is probably the best scene of the movie.
Because it helped explain.
It explained
explained
everything.
A lot of the
Mhm.
confusion.
I think
that happened.
that
Well,
scene
it
right
didn't
there
really
saved the entire
It didn't
movie.
really confuse me that much.
You weren't confused throughout that movie?
No, they didn't. There were no
No,
names
okay.
in that movie, and I'd like to mention this. There were no names in that movie up until that point. We only knew the brother's name, the 2 brothers' names.
So,
It was Raphael and Gabriel.
Yeah, the detective's name.
I forgot his name.
Bill.
No, she's not Bill Belichick.
No, his name was actually William, so it would be Bill. And they called
Shut
him. I just called him Bill Belichick because he looks like Bill Belichick.
Did you also catch how the main character? Would you consider Gabriel the main character?
Yes.
You would consider him the main character
Yes.
because it's either him or the detective.
I would say I would give him both.
Because did you catch that he was born in 2006,
Mm-hmm.
which made him 21 in the movie? But if it was right now, he'd be in 7th grade.
Could be in his history class.
Yeah, you would be.
Actually, that was in
Yeah.
elementary school.
Yeah, well, it would still be social studies. But yeah, no, I caught that. It's the movie takes place in 2027, which also means the alien invasion would have had to happen in 2018.
So it didn't happen.
Woo!
Thank God it's fiction.
It's like the fucking.
Thank God it's a different
It's like,
timeline.
it's like
Why did I die?
thank God it wasn't in the manga.
Shut up.
What manga?
Did you not read the manga for this movie?
David, don't feed into it.
Just
don't.
You mean the unedited script?
David, I'm
The
gonna
script that
fucking
made
beat you.
sense for the entire movie.
I'm gonna hold you down and show you Thanos porn the rest of your life.
I think.
What?
I think Andrew made a good point to me after the movie ended that this movie is gonna have some kind of type of cult following.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like-
I agree.
And they're gonna be like, you don't understand it, you fucking pleb.
Oh no, I fully understand it because I will buy this movie on DVD when it comes out.
You liked it that much?
I think it was
Because
really,
for me, I feel it was
really bad, but I also really liked the puzzle it had.
That's
there was so many parts of the movie that I liked, but the whole movie together in its own, I didn't fully
Yeah.
like. Because the part where they had their way of contacting each other, like the dude took out the dogs to tell the girl that the thing, that whole little setup showed how interconnected the system was and how planned everything was. The moment that they got the code with the little thing to attach it and change the song on his radio and everything, I was like, oh. I thought it was weed too at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they're like, it's a cigarette, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I also noticed right at the beginning when she rolled it up, she had the code was written on the inside. I knew that there was something important with that. I'm like, he ain't just gonna and smoke the joint or whatever. But it was
that was
tobacco.
purposely shown.
Yeah.
Because he asked, "Oh, do you have what I need?" She pulled the thing out and showed him that the code is on there, and she rolled it.
Oh wait, so what the fuck was she? Well, she wasn't in the movie enough to know what the fuck her purpose was.
Or towards the middle, when Gabriel was sent. It was before the prostitute shooting. She was the one holding the gun up to Gabriel.
Oh yeah. Because Gabriel was actually working with them the whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
It's surprising that the detective was too. That surprised me when he was.
No, it wasn't. There was no girl holding a gun to him.
Yeah, when Gabriel went to show him the letter that the detective gave to him.
That was a little boy.
That was a little boy.
Oh yeah, that was the little
black
boy
that
That was a little boy.
the one that was running around the thing saying the narcs are here.
Oh.
It's the same boy as that.
Yeah.
They all look the fucking same.
I know.
Everyone.
They all wear hoodies.
Yeah,
Exactly.
everybody was wearing a black hoodie.
Sucked.
Like it was.
You can develop character because I look mysterious.
No, you look like Sheck West. You look like you got hoes calling your fucking phone.
Oh yeah.
Fuck shit, bitch.
I think that's what
the club. Wow.
I think that's what the thumbnail for this video is going to be. I'm gonna Photoshop his face or Sheck West's face over the guy of the guy in the movie, like with the hood and stuff. I'm just gonna Photoshop Sheck West's face on it, so people are gonna be like, "What?"
You should do it with the "You was at the club" guy instead.
Why?
Because the "You was at the club" bounds up when I first met
Your parents must not love you.
Yeah.
In my ass.
Okay. Well,
because they brought me into this world.
Jesus Christ. So, on a scale of 1 or 0 to 10, how would you guys rate this movie?
7.
6.
Solid 7 for me. I like it.
6.
I want to hear yours before I say it, because you're the one that's gonna have the more different one, because I'm having trouble rating this one.
I am too.
Because
I love the movie, but from a critic standpoint, it was awful.
from a critic standpoint, it wasn't the greatest movie. But from an entertaining standpoint, I think it was entertaining as fuck. And for that, I think I will give it a solid. I'll give it a solid 6. Like it was something that.
The reason I gave it a 6 because I was entertained throughout, but I thought the movie together was a piece of fucking.
I gotta go with the 5.
You can go to 5. Do you know you're gonna?
I thought
I thought you would go higher.
No.
David, you give it the same fucking score as Captain Marvel.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I'm sure that type of movie. That just took 9 Chappie. Chappie.
Carl literally said it in the bathroom when you were there. He said, He said, this movie reminded me so much of Interstellar, and I bet David loves it. And he fucking did.
I love the Taco Bell movie. Like movie trailer. Not movie trailer. There's like you guys were gone for it.
Hold on. We're gonna cut the video right here. He's gonna play that entire ad, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
No.
But it was so fucked. So
I'll put
I was
that
like,
right
why
at the
is this?
beginning of the
Why
video.
is this a rip off of Interstellar for fucking Taco
I
Bell
know-
cheese fries?
I know what cheese fry commercial you're talking about, though. But
so bad.
God, that caught me off guard. I love the Taco Bell commercial. What? The Taco Bell movie.
The movie trailer. Fuck.
So as of right now, it's
Hold
not.
on. I need to explain my
Oh, your score?
yeah before anything else. So, I love the movie. I really do. But it's no Empire Strikes Back.
I'm gonna go walk over to the camera and turn it off now. We're fucking done here. We are fucking over this shit, man. You have anything else to say before I turn click the red button on the camera?
I'm David. He's Andrew. That's David. That's Carl. And we'll see you guys next week.
Don't block the fucking camera, you pleb piece of shit. Hey, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.